What's up, St. Louis? It's your host, Luke Farrell of the STL Bucket List Show. The STL Bucket List Show is driven by Bomarito Automotive Group. Bomarito is Missouri's #1 car dealership with over 20 locations, so I guarantee that there's one in your neighborhood. Since the 1970s, Bomarito has sold over 1 million cars, and John and the entire team made us feel completely comfortable when we picked up our new vehicle recently for the family. So I can't thank the Bomarito team enough for driving this episode forward, and enjoy the show.
Hey, St. Louis, Brent Labowitz, Labowitz Law Firm, personal injury law firm here in St. Louis. Excited to be part of the STL Bucket List and sponsor them for their podcast. Just want to go ahead and say, if you ever need a personal injury lawyer here in town in St. Louis, give us a call, look us up. You get involved in an accident of any type at all, give us a call, free case evaluation. We'll try to walk you through the process.
If you want to hear about St. Louis, tune into the Bucket List Show weekly. Hear what Marissa and Luke say. It drops every Wednesday. Got a dope new guest every single week. Buckle up for the ride. Who's it gonna be? Who's on the show today? They rep St. Louis. What to do in the loo on a late night, or maybe what to do on a date night. Yeah, Bucket List has you covered. They know what's going on. What's going on, they'll give you, hey, 18 different things to do, or 19 if you need one more to choose. Yeah, this city is a place we call home. A place we call home, yeah.
What's up, St. Louis? It's your host, Luke Farrell of the STL Bucket List Show. We've done over 170 episodes highlighting the people, places, and events that make St. Louis special. We have two people in the studio that are making St. Louis special, and really the world, specifically with women going through menopause. This is definitely a new topic. When I met Laurie and Dodie, I was talking about this, and I was like, okay, this is new to me, but obviously we all have parents that are going through stuff like this. But I want to read a little something from your guys' website, and I want you guys both to introduce yourself. So we got Laurie and Dodie, two friends who didn't see menopause coming and definitely didn't expect it to feel this overwhelming. When the symptoms showed up, no one had warned you guys, and you guys went looking for answers and came up short from anything that felt truly supportive. Now, that's a way shorter story. But yeah, whoever wants to jump in first, introduce yourself and kind of like how did you guys meet first? And then how did you guys come up with this idea?
Oh, yeah. So Laurie and I met through her current fiance, not current. I don't mean it like that.
Current.
The newest
one.
fiance. The newest one.
Sorry, Russ.
Yeah, sorry. I was giving her trouble the other day about all the last names.
Yeah. Oh, you have like 7 hyphenated names?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
We're not going to talk about that. That's for another time.
Right. So actually we met through her fiance. Russ and I knew each other, 15, 16 years, but there was like a big gap where we hadn't seen each other. And then I met her soon-to-be sister-in-law, and then it just all we just hit it off right away.
Mm-hmm.
It was like we had known each other forever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of one of those situations where you just felt like you knew her your entire life. And then things progressed as I sat on her front porch and cried one day when I was going over to do some design consultation with her. And she's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. So that's when she was really kind, and she's like, "Well, have you had your hormones checked?" And all of a sudden I was like, "No, what?"
Oh, wow.
And she just started sharing her experience with me. And I think a couple weeks after is when I went and saw the doctor that she was seeing. And that's when I started my HRT. And you talk about turning your life around.
And when was that? How long ago was that?
Gosh, 2 years ago?
Okay.
Yeah, about
so
2
all
years.
this has
2 years
transpired just
ago,
in
yeah.
2 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were already aware, and you were already like taking the steps to like make it better?
Yeah. I mean, I had horrible symptoms, and I didn't know what was going on. And I had another friend that had said the same thing to me, basically. Have you looked into getting your hormones checked? And so I was kind of at the beginning of the process, and really just experimenting. But
enough to share.
Yeah. And so we really kind of figured it out together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the culmination of us figuring out together is this company now.
Right.
But
Right.
we're still kind of figuring it out.
We're still
to be
figuring
honest
it
with
out
you.
as we go.
There's
but-
so much information out
Yeah.
there. So much is changing.
And it's funny because, she's menopausal. She's done.
I'm post.
Well, actually, she's post. She is done.
Which probably to you means nothing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
No, it means something.
So-
yeah,
I'm-
I feel
well,
like I
it's
know a
been-
lot more than other
Oh,
young,
good.
young guys
Well,
in their
good.
20s.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're here.
He's
I'll
done
be
the
ready.
research.
We're here to
I'll be ready.
educate.
Yeah, I'll
your
be
wife-
ready when my
your
wife's
wife will
there.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll love this. My
yeah.
mom's probably listening right now. Like, oh my gosh,
Good.
this is the best episode you guys could have
Good.
ever done.
Oh,
Good.
good. Hi, Mom.
But she is no longer having her cycles anymore. I am still having my cycles. She's 50. I'm 54. So it's different with everybody. Like
Yeah.
we've said before, it's not one size fits all. I will say mine has kind of been like a little hell. It's been rough emotionally. It's been hard, and I'm going on probably 10 years. And especially now that I look back at everything, I'm like, wow, that was the onset of all this menopause, the hormone changes, everything. And I didn't even know it. I mean, I was kind of believing my ex that I might be crazy,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, and then they don't understand it too. And I mean, how does it compare to? Because I obviously just went through 2 pregnancies. So like,
Right.
do you guys know how that compares, or like, I mean, is it pretty similar? Or
Yeah.
so it's almost like being
Yeah.
pregnant, but like not having anything to look forward to when you
Right. Yeah, that's a great
Well,
way
you
to
look forward to not having a
Yeah.
period
Yes.
anymore.
So that, you know, actually, I'm glad you said that because
Yeah.
there's a lot to look forward to once you figure it out.
Yeah.
And once you understand what's happening to your body, there's a lot to look forward to. I feel like now my truth is so much different now. Like,
Yeah.
and my cares are so much different. I don't want to say I don't care about anything, but it's more of, you know, it's not that significant. So I kind of don't care about the little things I used to anymore.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's why we're here and that's why we're doing what we're doing, because people talk about when girls first get their period, there's a lot of conversation around that. There's a lot of conversation around hormones during pregnancy and postpartum.
Yeah.
But then there wasn't a lot of conversation around what happens to your hormones during menopause.
Yeah.
And it's very, very, very similar,
Oh,
but
yeah.
very different at the
Right.
same
And
time.
you guys are just searching for community, and it's like my wife was in all these forums for moms, and there's amazing content creators that show you how to sleep train, that show you how to breastfeed, that show you how to do all these things that 20 years ago there was books, but they're always outdated. And
Yeah.
books continue to be outdated.
What
So
to expect when you're
Yeah,
expecting,
right.
remember
we
that
read
one?
it.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
that book, and
Yeah.
it's still
Yeah.
one of the best-selling books. But it's
yeah.
like nothing compares
not
to
enough.
social media
Yeah.
and the
No.
way that we can get information in 60-second video of like maybe we don't have time and we just need that one video real quick, and that's all. We're not going to sit and read a book.
Right.
So I want to talk about the brand itself. So tell me about the name. What made you guys want to do a social media brand? Because I'm sure you guys got, now I wouldn't say the word embarrassed, but when I started a social media brand and you guys were already older, you had your kids and everything, and you're like, hey, we're going to like start posting on social media.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a weird conversation to have with your husbands, with like your kids. Your
Yeah.
kids are probably like, Mom, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me about the brand, the name, what it means to you guys, and how it's been being social media influencers. Because you guys have hundreds of thousands of followers now.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Well, we never.
It was totally by accident.
That was a
This
fluke.
was nothing that we
No.
planned
Yeah.
ever in a million years. And I think the main thing is we showed up as ourselves
Yeah.
from the very beginning, because we really didn't know what we were doing,
No.
honestly. And we just wanted to start, like you said, creating the community and getting the word out. And so we were speaking to me, it felt like we were speaking to us.
Yeah.
We were speaking to, I'm just like I would be having a conversation with
Right.
her about what I was going through. I was having a conversation with potentially millions of women.
Uh-huh.
And so it felt very organic. It didn't, we weren't trying. Let's just say that.
No.
We definitely weren't trying.
So
we
you
weren't
built the brand
trying
by
to.
accident, but now it's like, okay, this is something real, and now we have
well,
to go
Yeah.
all in.
We were
Yeah.
always going to do a box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't think we really thought about how big the social media was going to go.
Yeah.
And that's why that's why the box kind of took, you know, the backstage. Once the social media started taking off, we're like looking at each other. We're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Because she's more social media than I am.
Uh-huh.
I'm not a social media person. So of course, yes, my son was like, Mom, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But he also said, I'm proud of you.
Oh,
Yeah.
So,
that's good.
yeah, it was just kind of weird how it all took off. And then we were like, we need to get back to the box.
Yeah.
And here we are. We just launched our first month.
Yeah. And we had to get over ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's for everyone doing this. You really have to get over yourselves. And I think that when you're in your 50s, it's a little easier to get over yourself than when you're in your 20s and
You're
30s.
not trying to impress everybody.
We
anymore.
don't care. I mean, I honestly, some of the best videos I feel like that we've done are the ones where we show up just kind of not even thinking about it.
No
We did one
plan.
video where we were trying mud masks on our face with no makeup, no nothing,
Right.
hair back. And those are, to me, that feels better than trying to be something or someone for somebody.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel
Absolutely.
authentic.
So when you're building a business and you're building it with a friend, I mean, it's so much fun because you guys like you said, you both don't know anything about the e-commerce world. So you're learning all
Yeah.
these things together. You're getting sales from people that don't even know who you guys are. And that's one of the best feelings ever is like somebody buys a box that might be in a different city that has no
Yeah.
idea and they connected with you guys on social media.
Right.
What are some of the challenges though that you guys have faced? Is it tech? Is it
Well, we feel like we're married to each other. At this
I
point.
definitely feels like,
are
it
your
definitely feels,
partners okay with that? I mean,
it definitely feels like, well, there's,
how much time do you guys spend with each other?
There's-
Oh God,
A lot.
too much.
A
Oh,
lot.
sorry, not
yeah.
not enough.
too much?
Not enough.
But it's a
lot.
full-time job
Like,
and it's
there's-
only going to
yeah.
get busier. as
Yeah.
things grow.
Right,
yeah.
right. And there's times that I try to be conscious of that. I'm like, okay, go, because I know Russ, he's retired.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's at home a lot. So I'm like, go on, you need to go spend time with Russ.
Yeah.
I don't want him to feel neglected or like I'm trying to steal her.
No, good thing he's super understanding.
Yeah,
He's a really
yeah.
understanding guy.
But he knows.
But no,
me.
that has been. It's not a challenge. I mean, we
no.
have so much fun, and we
work-
love each other.
We
I
work
mean, we
well
really
together.
do. Yeah.
And we don't always agree.
Yeah.
But we work through it
Uh-huh.
and we understand each other, when we do disagree. So
Yeah.
that's why I feel like it is a relation
Well,
a
and
relationship.
another thing too is I'm probably going to say this 100 times. We're in our 50s.
Yes.
There's nothing that happens that I can't be like, this is how I'm feeling and this is how we need to deal
Right.
with this. Or if she, and the same for her. I mean, we're constantly checking in. We're constantly speaking what we feel and what our truth is. And we don't beat around the bush
No.
at all.
No.
We don't hold anything back.
No.
So your guys' branding's on point. I love the colors. I love the hashtag not your mama's menopause. So
Thank you.
as you guys are building this brand, you're connecting with these people. You guys test all these products. So from everything that goes into these, like you're putting the products that you put on your body into these boxes. So what does that mean? And like what obligation do you have to these other women to like actually give them value with these boxes? I mean,
Yeah. That's
a
why would
great
somebody
question.
buy this box knowing that you guys are, the ones curating it?
Because we do we just personally test them. We're not throwing these to a group of people to test them. Like,
Yeah.
And I'm not downing third party or anything. It's literally us testing them right now.
Yeah.
How long that can last, I don't know, because there's a lot of products coming at us.
Yeah.
And we're only 2 people.
Yeah.
And we kind of feel like lab rats right now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and you don't know what's working because you're like, I just used that.
Right.
yesterday,
Yeah.
I used this
Right.
today.
Yeah. We're
That-
trying
that's
to
just
we're
it.
trying to spread things out.
Yeah,
So
that's
you're getting
just
stuff
it.
sent to you now.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
a real influencer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't wait for
Another
it to,
box in the
Can't wait
mail.
to be a big influencer.
Yeah.
Well, the
Another
coolest
box
thing is there's a lot of women that are in menopause or perimenopause that are starting their
They're
own
starting
companies.
their own
And
product
they're
line.
like, the skincare we were using wasn't working for us, and now
No.
so they've formulated their own skincare, and they're like, hey, can we send you guys some stuff to try? That's been so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
That has been a lot of fun.
Just really passionate about the products. We are really working hard to find things that are not widely, out there that aren't
stores and stuff.
right.
Yeah.
Like I always joke, they're not going to be on the
or TikTok viral. I mean,
right,
we're-
right.
That's
Yeah,
we're
they're
trying
not
to
sitting on a shelf in TJ
Yeah.
Maxx.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
we're really sourcing products that are formulated specifically for our age group.
Yeah.
right
and-
and as clean as possible. I mean, the biggest thing is obviously, we have enough chemicals in our body going in our body every day that's blocking our
Hormones.
Cut that out. Our hormones.
Julia?
Julia, cut
She's
that out.
got it.
Yeah. So, if we can help them in any way, then let us do the hard work. Look, they're overextended. All women are overextended. I don't
Yeah.
care if you have 1 child or 3 children.
Mhm.
Okay. We're overextended. We're at our limit. So if we can just do the work for them and take the guesswork out of it, then
Yeah.
that's what we want to do.
Yeah. So step 1 through 3. So obviously your first round of boxes are going out. So
Mhm.
step 1 is saying yes to you. That's the first
Right.
step. And as women, and my wife's going through this now, and we've had these conversations, like she doesn't take care of herself right now because she takes care of the 2 girls. And then she makes me something for dinner. And then at the end of the day, she can't read her books that she used to read. She can't do the things that she used to do. Some days she might hate me for saying this, but some days she doesn't have time to take a shower or get dressed, or that's just how it is with newborns.
That's the truth. Yeah.
So I've been trying
That's
to
the
be
way it
like,
is.
hey, like just go do something, go on a walk, go to the gym, go to a class, go just lay upstairs for 1 minute or whatever. And sometimes we don't get that time. So the first step is saying yes to you, and I think that that's important for not just women but for everyone to take care of themselves first before you take care of other people. Step 2. Go onto the website, put your credit card in, order the box. You receive the box, and you do a little happy cry, is what you say on the website. So you get this really cool box. So you get to like almost this experience. I mean, women love shopping, so it's this experience of getting this random goodies and like picking through and like looking at this. But all of these items have a specific need, and you guys are changing these through seasons too. Like obviously July is going to be different than what you're going to get.
We're actually doing like we're going to do 3 month, a quarterly type journey. Okay. So this one is actually permission to pause.
Okay.
And so by the time you get to the 3rd month, I mean, that 3 months is a full experience, like a cycle.
Okay.
So, if people are just ordering a one-off box, they may not, if they don't order the next month, they're not going to get the full experience.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm super excited because there's some really good stuff coming up.
Yeah.
So this is just, this is kind of a gear up for the big, no pun intended, shebang at the end of the 3 months.
Yeah.
So, so we're just, to make it, that was the hardest thing, is trying to really make it a different experience instead of just sending a monthly box.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want it just to be a beauty box. There's a million beauty boxes on the market, and we want this to be more of an experience.
Right. And that, when they open it, they feel how much we care, how much we have them in mind when we're curating all these products and putting it together, so that they just feel loved. And, if they're having a terrible day and this puts a smile on their face, and then that's all we ask.
Right. And it's so pretty. Like you get, so there's a book, there's, some different skincare products. I'm seeing like, is there a little card, or is that just, it says be happy?
There's some little surprises in there. There's some little motivational
There's a
things.
mystery bag in every one of them. But each one could be different. Now, it's not always going to be products that you use externally. It could be, could be recipes with clean ingredients for the recipe. I mean, you just don't know.
Right.
But it's all going to be hormone friendly and focused on things that are going to support our changing body.
Okay. And then step 3 is reclaiming your comfort and yourself. And it's not about fixing you. It's about supporting you. Because there's things that you can, that you can do. And love the photography that you guys did. If you guys want to go to the website, we'll drop the links below that you guys can go check out the website. But I want to talk about the social media, because obviously you guys didn't grow up on social media.
No.
Social media.
We grew up on dial-up internet.
On Yellow Pages.
We didn't even we didn't even grow up. We were in our 20s when dial-up internet happened.
So social media came out in like the mid 2000s, but that was like MySpace. Facebook came out in like 2010. So now you're seeing this wave, and you guys showed me some of the people in the industry that are doing great. There's like just people with millions of followers in this community. Now everybody in their 50s is spending way more time on TikTok and Instagram. So you're connecting with these people where they're at. They might not be watching TV, they might not be reading the books, but they might be consuming content on the internet. How do you guys plan your content? How do you guys go viral? Because it seems like you went viral several times now. But it's such a mystery to me, because like some of these are just little short videos that to me don't seem like anything, but a million people saw that video and they did like that video.
I think it's just stuff we see and we're like, that's
honestly,
relatable.
if I think it's funny,
I
know the audience is going to think it's funny.
Yeah.
So really we're trying, we across the board, we want people to be like, oh my God, they're talking about me. I mean, that's if I'm putting something out and we get feedback that they're like, if they're like, oh my God, are you in my head? I mean, we've had people say that. That's definitely something we would, want to put out there. But really, I wish I could say there was a formula. There's really not. It's just,
there might be for somebody else, but not us.
Yeah. I mean, we're just having fun with it. We're wanting the connection. We're wanting, I can't even say there's a formula.
No. I mean, can we sit here and say that we want to go viral? No. That's not our intention. Our intention is to build our community and reach as many women.
And truly connect.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the
reach
thing.
as many
Not just
women.
wonders.
No.
And the fact that we have such a following out of the U.S. too is amazing.
But that's because menopause and this conversation is, U.S. is behind,
behind.
on
Oh,
this
on other
conversation.
countries?
Yeah. Oh
Okay, I
yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
behind in a lot of things. Like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
just
Welcome
parent care
welcome to
and,
the US.
Yeah.
maternity leave and all
Right.
these
Yeah.
different things
Right.
Yeah.
that moms need.
We just we haven't been speaking as freely about it until
No.
now. I mean, it's
Yeah.
really been a more recent thing.
And they're more conscious with their products too. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
outside the US, it's just
the
it's
products that they
proven.
use. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some of the misconceptions? Because I feel like, you know, as a woman, maybe in the 1990s or 80s, like your moms, like they didn't ever talk about this. It was it because of pride, or was it just because nobody cared?
What they were taught.
It
Yeah,
was just
like-
that was that generation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's what they
so
were taught.
What
I
are
mean-
you seeing now with like your obviously like 2025, like women have amazing jobs, women are doing amazing things, women
Mm-hmm.
have platforms and all these different things. So like, how does that make you feel to be in this time? Because I'm sure that is great, especially from two strong women in the studio today.
Well,
too.
I always joke that it's Gen X who is having the conversation
Yeah.
because that's just kind of the energy
Yeah.
of Gen X, and,
Yeah.
and we're Gen X. But yeah, it feels amazing
It
to be
does.
part of the conversation.
I mean, I've witnessed, you know, I mean, I think back at my grandparents and my mom, and, you know, everything was pushed under the table.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've seen both sides of it now. So I love that part because now we're in the loud generation where we're talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm proud to be part of that.
Yeah, and everybody has a platform now, and everybody can reach people. And no, I think it's wonderful, and I think it takes hard work, because I mean, you guys didn't build this overnight. I mean, you guys have had good success, but you launched last summer, so you're coming up on a
It
year
was
now.
actually
Last-
June.
yeah, it was.
June.
It was
So a year now.
Well,
June.
we would say we
The social
launched
media.
We
June
didn't really
1st.
launch.
Just
You just made
recently.
the
Yeah.
page.
That was our first,
Yeah.
Instagram.
We didn't really start working the social media, I would say, until probably September, October.
October.
And you pieced together like branding as you went, because
Yes.
I know when we first met, this wasn't done
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The website was different. I don't even think you had a website. You were building the website. You guys are starting the blog, obviously, the email. You still have a lot of new things coming. I see this Our Faves coming soon too. So you're going to start having like some of your favorite product links.
Yeah,
here,
right.
Yeah, a
affiliate
lot of
links.
the products that are
Yeah.
contacting us, we're definitely going to be
Yeah.
referring them.
Right. And
But again, we want to try them first.
Right.
We're
Right.
not referring anything. We're not going to put anything out there unless we've actually been in contact with the owner on some level, or we've tried the product.
Yeah, and not every product that we're trying is going to go in a box,
course.
but we will put it on our faves if we love it.
So you guys are about to come up on packing day. So where are you guys doing that? I know this is a small business, so you don't have to give the
Oh
location.
no, we've got a warehouse. No, just kidding.
We wish.
So you guys are about
Not
to
yet.
just
It's our goal.
listen to some music podcasts,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
grind it out. and just put
Probably
together
not
these
that we're
boxes?
promoting alcohol, but we might get a bottle of wine and
Or do a
and
gummy. I don't know.
do a
maybe.
gummy. Yeah,
That'd be
whatever.
fun. Well,
We've
maybe
been
gummy after, because you
Yeah,
might
yeah.
get
We
too-
want
you
to
might
make
get too
sure.
high. You
No,
might get-
no. We want to make
we've
sure
been
that
sent
we
some of
pack-
those too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
might
we're
forget to put
actually
some things
doing
in the
it
box if
out
you
of
eat
my
too many
house.
gummies. Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said if you eat too many gummies, you might forget to put some stuff in the
Yeah.
box.
Yeah. Or they'll open the box and it'll just be all gummies.
Yeah, exactly. So
Surprise.
we're packing these out of my house. So
That's great.
Yeah.
which is kind of ideal because where I live, it's such a small, tiny town, and you can literally look out my front picture window and look over down at the bottom of the hill, and there's the post office
Yeah.
right there.
Oh, that's
You can
awesome.
see the top of it.
Yeah, that's
so
great.
yeah. So I just, it's convenient right there.
Yeah.
And until we, we kind of know where we'll have, at what point that we scale to, that we're going to have to find another space,
Yeah, for
but
fulfillment and
we're
stuff.
not there yet.
Yeah. Mhm.
We're okay with going slow and building over time, because we want to have all of our systems in place.
And
Yeah.
I think it's a blessing, because you guys are in that second phase of life. Like when I started my business at 23, I had a different sense of urgency, because I was wanting to get married, I was wanting to have kids, I was wanting to buy a house. And like you guys are now in that second phase of life where you guys have had success in the past, and you have, I'm not going to say comfortability, but you have the ability to actually do it right and do it slow.
Yeah.
And not have to be like, oh my gosh, we have to sell these boxes, we're not going to be able to do this again next
Right.
month. Like you guys can build slow and actually build something real without having to like compromise on quality and like different things that you do when you first start a business. So,
Yeah,
and I'm just assuming that for you guys, but
No.
it sounds
Yes.
like that's where
No,
you guys
that-
That's
Yeah.
exactly where
Yeah.
we are.
Yeah. That's,
And we want people to be really excited. We want them
Right.
to be on board, you know, and we're not just selling a product.
Yeah. And you guys take feedback. So like if I get this box and somebody messages you, you guys are the ones seeing that message. You're the one replying to that message. And I think you're small enough to like actually take the time with each customer right now. And I think that as people scale, it becomes harder when you have thousands of customers.
And that's what we're talking about. We know at some point, and that's not in the far off future here, where we're going to have to hire somebody just to help handle that
customer service and,
and respond to
communication.
those, because she's doing most of the responding right now, and it's a lot.
Yeah, of
It's a
course.
lot for her.
Yeah. And I'm just responding, trying to keep up with DMs and just comments on social media.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
because we don't want anyone to feel like they're not being heard.
Yeah, of course.
But we're also running into that with all of the different systems that we're using, trying to get customer service.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible right now.
You can't get a live person, but we're from that generation too.
we
Where you want
we
live
want to
people.
have that.
Yeah, AI
for-
can't replace
No,
like,
no,
an actual
no.
human. And
No.
I hate when I pay a company a lot of money, and this is $100 a month. I mean, that's a big investment for some people, and it's like if
Right.
they can't even talk to you, and you're
Yep.
spending $1,200 a year with you,
Yep.
Right.
that's a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And so I'm going to read a couple of comments that I saw on one of your guys' posts from February. It was a video of you two. And unfortunately, our mothers didn't tell us about menopause because they didn't know what we know now. So you guys wrote this really nice caption, but there was a couple people like that I was just looking at the comments and love your guys' page. Glad I found it. I am 50 and experiencing brain fog, forgetfulness, increased anxiety, body aches, hip pain, and a bunch of other words that I can't even say. And then this other girl said,
Welcome
thank
to
God.
our world.
She said, thank God there are people like you on the web. I can fully relate. No spark, no energy, leg pain, no answers from doctors for 2 years, and collecting information from the web. So these people are like piecing together all these Google forms and Reddit and all these different pages. Happy to have found your account. So how does it feel when these random people are just commenting these things? I mean, does that give you the motivation to just be like, all right, we're just going to keep going?
Oh my gosh!
External-
Sometimes
Yeah.
that's what pushes
That's
us through.
what keeps us,
When you see comments like this.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's why we started it in the first place.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's like hundreds on this one.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
And
you know the post I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's on your
Right.
pinned post.
And we, Lucas, we even get women reaching out with like, I'm talking about heart wrenching. They're in a dark place,
Yeah.
and even those keep us going because we've been there.
Yeah.
And we know how dark it can be and lonely. So, like I said, if we can just help one person come out of that and let her know, this is not the end of it.
Yeah, and that they're
You
not.
know?
That you do feel so lonely,
Oh,
and
absolutely lonely.
they're not alone at
Mm-mm.
all.
And that's
No.
why it's important that you guys comment back on this. And like,
Yeah.
within a minute you're commenting back,
Mm-hmm.
it sees like, so you're actually engaging with that. So as you guys evolve the brand, obviously you have the box, and you have, the brand and everything like that. But like, what other things are you going to do to help these women? I mean, can you give us any
Oh my
tea?
gosh, we have so many
yeah.
ideas.
So there's three. Sorry, this is where I get excited.
yeah, this is Dodie. Dodie's been
3 more
working
jobs
on
that
this.
you're going to add to your plate.
Yeah. This is what.
Yeah.
This is what excites me. There's 2 more phases after this, so we have a total of 3 phases, and that are just right now that we can kind of foresee.
Yeah.
Who knows where it's going after that?
Of course.
But I guess without giving out, I can't say too much though. Can I?
You can say like maybe things that you want to do to connect, like build a community or build.
Yeah. Okay. So we are going to do a podcast.
Okay. Great.
Okay. We'd like to do a podcast, and not just local people. We do want to engage more here in St. Louis, obviously, because we do have so much engagement outside.
But you want to bring on leaders and
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the podcast,
We are working on building a community right now.
nice.
yes, Facebook.
An online community.
Yeah.
Well,
Facebook
Facebook for a
groups are
free
great.
community, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
we're looking at some other platforms for a paid community,
For a paid
down the
community.
road.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
We got to make money somehow.
Yeah,
right?
no, and people understand that. And if you
Yeah.
tell them and be honest,
Yeah.
like, hey, this is how we continue to
Yeah.
put out more content.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And then, eventually we'd like to, and there's a lot of other little things that we're going to have in the middle of all this, but we definitely want to do a retreat situation.
it's a good idea.
Yeah, for women. And we don't know exactly what that looks like or where.
Yeah.
But that is one thing that
Yeah, we put that out there for
that's
sure. I mean,
phase,
yeah.
that's definitely
Well, I'm in like
Phase 3.
entrepreneur groups, and like it has those phases. Like you have a free community, you have a paid monthly community, and then they have the opportunity to buy into these like trips. Like, hey, we're going to Colorado, we got this big lodge, or hey, we're
Right.
gonna stay in Herman, Missouri, or all these places
Yeah.
locally here where you can get these places. We're gonna go to the winery, we're gonna go to all these places, and then have coaches come in, and then maybe have like a farmer's market of products that people can sell. I mean, you guys can build that. But yeah, I think there's like phases to like getting the customers. Like some customers might only watch your videos for free on social. Then
Right.
you have the people that will join your email list. Then you have the people that will buy your box. Then you have the people that will actually join your community. And then
Right.
out of those 1 to 1%, those 20 people will come to that retreat.
Right.
And that's all
Right.
you need is like a group of 20 people that all are
Right.
bought into what you guys are doing. But the online communities are great. I have a couple that I could show you guys that
That'd be
people are
great.
doing it. There's one called school.com that's been
Oh.
awesome. Did you look at
Yeah.
that one?
Yeah.
Well, that's the one I'm
It's where
looking
Mosey
at.
bought
Yeah.
that company.
Yeah.
Alex Hermosi,
Yeah.
he's
Oh,
a beast.
we love
Yeah.
him so
Yeah.
much.
I just told her the
We've
other
been
day when
listening to
she-
his podcast like crazy.
Him and his wife are savages. They're
Oh
just,
Yeah,
my
I
gosh.
know.
I
I
just
know.
love him. Everything that comes
He
up
bought
from
that
him.
company, I think,
yeah.
and now he's, like,
yeah.
pumping it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just texted me about that yesterday.
Yeah, well, he
School's
does.
great.
listening to him
I'm
as
in
well.
I'm in another group
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
school for marketing, and
Right.
it's fantastic. It's
Yeah,
just
so I started
such
digging
a great
into it. And
platform.
I just texted her. I'm like, hey, he's part owner of that. And she was
Yeah.
like, cool.
yeah.
Yeah. But like that is like super easy for you guys to set
Yeah.
up. You don't need any tech or anything. Like they just do it, and
Yeah.
you just charge that membership, and
Yeah.
you could just get people in. I like the free group of like private because then people can ask questions in there, and it's like more of a board. So on the What to Expect app, the book that she wrote is really successful. The woman that wrote that book, but she created the app called What to Expect,
Oh.
and my wife's on it. And even though she had the baby already, they have forums for 3-month-olds. So she looks at the 3-month-old baby forum, and all these moms are like, oh my gosh, like, are you guys experiencing this? And then she just reads it because it's entertaining.
Yeah.
But like people can ask questions in there that they wouldn't comment on
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 a public
actual
post.
Okay.
public post. Yeah.
So like they were able to ask questions, and then
Right.
like people post pictures, and they're like, this one girl's like, I'm pregnant again at 3 months. How did this happen? And it's like,
Yeah.
You have to explain.
I'm
Do you
I'm
have
in
to-
perimenopause and I'm pregnant and I have
Oh,
teenagers.
Has that happened?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That
Oh,
can happen?
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're still having a
Yeah.
cycle, you can have
Really?
a baby. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have a girlfriend that had
That'd be
two.
insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 more children. Like when
Post
she
40?
was 43.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
oh, that's amazing. That's a
Yeah.
blessing. But
As our boys are growing up together, I'm like, oh god.
Good luck with that.
but then the energy, like the stuff you're going through now, could you imagine having
Yeah.
a toddler?
No.
Yeah. It's
no, or a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah, even a teenager, like somebody
Yeah.
to do stuff to like take care of, you know, or like
Yeah.
be there
They're
like,
going through
physically,
their own
mentally for
hormonal
them.
I'm ready to
shift.
have energy as a grandma.
Yeah, are you about to be one yet?
No,
Oh,
he just
okay.
got. I wish.
I'm
He
a
just got
you a
married.
grandma?
I'm a Lala. I'm a grandma by
By marriage?
marriage. Well,
Nice.
I'm not even married yet, but
Yeah.
they're my grandkids. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Then that's another community is like, how do I have the energy to play? Like my mom watches our kids 2 days a week
Mm-hmm.
for almost 16 hours. That's a long time. And
Oh,
she's
yeah.
66 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and she does really good with them, but like some of our grandparents that are older, we might not. Like they can't keep up with little kids. you know?
Right.
So,
Right.
health and fitness is really important too. You know,
Yeah.
what you eat and everything like that.
And your
But-
hormones. They're so important. Even going into your 70s
It is
and 80s.
amazing. I mean, just even if you don't get them fully balanced out,
Yeah.
just to have a little tweak or a little injection of testosterone makes a world of difference.
Yeah.
I could not believe when I started, I was just doing just the testosterone, the pellet.
Yeah.
And the difference that it made, I was like, holy cow.
Well, now they have all these places now, like New Age and all these
Yeah.
places that
yeah.
are doing.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Well,
But they
and
have
we're
like a
not
bunch
saying,
of actual physical brick
Yeah.
and mortars that like
Yeah.
are doing this
Yeah.
for
Right.
men,
Just
mostly
do your
men, a lot of men
research.
clinics. And
yeah,
stuff
you
like
just
that.
have to do your research. And
doesn't
you,
work for one doesn't work for everybody.
and you have to listen to your body.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
most important thing. You have to listen. Your body will tell you what is right
Right.
for you and what's not right
Yeah.
for you.
Where a synthetic testosterone is probably it may not work for one person where it works for others. I've tried both.
Yeah.
And I am more of the bioidentical.
Right.
So
But like you guys have went through it, and obviously you guys read and follow other doctors and everything like that too. So super excited for the podcast, super excited for the private
Yep.
community. How else can people connect with you guys? You guys are active on TikTok, Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
Facebook a little bit.
Instagram, I would say.
Instagram,
Yeah. Instagram for sure. TikTok, we're getting there.
yeah.
Facebook, we're building the community right now. I haven't even officially launched that yet,
Yeah.
but we're building that.
All right. So what advice would you give to someone going through menopause that you wish you knew?
If you're listen to your body, okay? Don't just dismiss it as it's just aging, because some of it might be, but not the majority of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one would be if you're going to a doctor that you feel like you're not getting the answers to a solution to feel better, go get a second opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have to get 5, then get 5.
Yeah.
Because it might take that many, specialists or doctors to get through.
Mm-hmm.
And also be aware of the symptoms, because there are so many symptoms and they vary across the board, and every woman has a different experience. And, some of our symptoms, I had a feeling of just being flatlined. I had no energy for anything, and I had no creative drive. And it was a weird feeling, because I'd always been super creative and super busy. I did not feel like myself. And one of the main concerns that we hear, I just don't feel like myself anymore. So how do you even put that to work? That doesn't even make sense. I just don't feel like myself anymore. So when you go to the doctor and say that, what are they going to say?
Yeah.
You
That's
really,
an inner thing, inner work that you have to do.
right. So you really have to, be aware of your symptoms. You have to track your symptoms. You have to say, I'm not sleeping. I'm getting only 3 hours of sleep a night or whatever.
Right.
And really make sure that you're speaking it.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of that sounds like, depression is a significant word, but a lot of those things sound like somebody that's going, anxiety is thinking of things that aren't actually real and causing you stress, which then stress causes you not to sleep, and then you're depressed because of your lack of sleep. So a lot of that is coming all back to community. When you have one person that actually cares, that can solve all of that. Those especially the depression issues and all these other things. And that seems how you guys found each other. And you weren't even aware of it. You probably just thought that, oh, I'm older, I'm out of energy. That's what I'm going through. And it's some people you just don't know until you know. And I think now that you guys are starting this conversation, I think you guys are going to build something really big, but big isn't even the best word. It's you're going to build something special that in turn is going to allow you guys to make a career out of this and that second wave. And there's always going to be, the market's huge because there's always going to be women every year. There's millions and millions and millions of people. And as these communities get bigger, your referrals, and it's just keep doing good work. And you have to keep them at the core. Like you mentioned, it's not about us. It's about the people that need us. And then in turn, the products just come from there, and stuff like that. So I think you guys are doing a great job.
Yeah.
So
Well, thanks.
Thanks.
We're doing the best we can.
I think it's cool that we're doing this in the St. Louis area too. You guys are building something in the Midwest, where you think of the coasts like LA and New York City of there should be these brands out there, but like you said, everything it's just not there yet. So you guys are building this brand here. And anything else that you guys want to chat about? I feel like we covered a lot of what you guys are doing.
This was awesome. That was awesome.
We'll drop the links to the website. And then, of course, for us listening, obviously, Instagram, all that. Is it the same on everything? All your guys'
Shebang
tags?
Menopause.
Yeah. Shebang. Yeah. Tell me the meaning of that. We didn't even talk about that.
Oh, shebang?
Yeah.
Shebang.
Who came up with that?
Honestly, once we started talking about it, it was really one of those things. We had maybe 3 or 4 names written down that we kept kind of going back and forth. And for some reason, that one, it just kept standing out based off of what we knew we wanted to do with this.
Well, and also, a lot of times you'll see a feminine branding and it's soft and flowery.
That was the last
We
thing.
wanted it to feel powerful because this can be such a powerful time in a woman's life. It's hard and it can really suck and it can be really overwhelming, but it can also be really, really powerful. So we wanted the brand to speak to that.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of the definitions of it.
Yeah.
And it's there's some of them very...
Well, and she bangs,
Yeah, she bangs. Yeah.
She rocks, she bangs.
She bangs.
We're tough,
Yeah.
And we are. We're
resilient.
Yeah.
Oh,
Resilient. It's one of them is an informal thing, and it says a matter, operation, or set of circumstances. The whole shebang, the shebang, everything in one, and that allows you to do so many different things under that one umbrella.
Right.
Branding and naming's hard, but I think you guys, obviously you guys have creativity. I like it's kind of camo. Is that kind of
camo? Yeah.
That's
and we might have different.
Bubbly.
Yeah, that Dodie loves camo.
Yeah.
What we might, this
from the
box.
country.
We may do, different iterations and different
and
backgrounds.
We have some other layouts that we might switch up, in another 3-month journey.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. No, that's the great thing about it. And when you're building a business, it's you're failing every day, but you're failing forward and you're trying different things.
It does feel
you
like
couldn't
that
have said it
sometimes.
any better.
We're failing, but
She
we're
got
not.
in the car and she's like, "How you doing?" I go, "Well, I'm breathing. We're moving forward."
We're positive today.
Yeah.
We're feeling positive today.
Yeah.
No, that's great.
It's
well,
hard.
thank you ladies both for coming on.
Thank you.
And thank you, St. Louis, for listening to another episode of the STL Bucket List Show. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks.
Today they rep St. Louis. What to do in the loo on a late night, or maybe what to do on a date night. Yeah, Bucket list has you covered, they know what's going on. What's going on, they'll give you, hey, 18 different things to do, or 19 if you need one more to choose, yeah. This city is a place we call home, a place we call home, yeah.